I'm going to share a few stories of people experiencing the worst pain that they've ever experienced in their entire lives. And if you would, leave a comment and let me know what your most painful experience was. The first person said gout. They said the pain was so bad that they lovingly thought about chopping their own foot off with a hacksaw. The next person said that a wasp once got trapped under their eyelid while they were out walking. They say they're not sure how many times it stung them, but it was absolutely horrific. The next person said that IUD insertion hurt worse than her miscarriages, and one of those miscarriages came with an infection. Several people commented on that same thread and said that the IUD was the most horrific thing they've ever experienced in their entire life. Of course, you don't get any anesthesia because women can handle pain better. This next one was courtesy of my husband, who, when he was a kid, he was exploring the woods and stuff as kids used to do back in the day, and he had an old machete that he was using to chop grass. The blade of the machete flew off and caught him right across the ankle bone, just tore his ankle open. But he said that wasn't the worst part. He said the worst part was when he got to the hospital and the doctor, when giving him a numbing shot directly in the wound, was putting so much pressure on the needle into his bone that the needle was starting to bend. And last, and like probably least, because mine doesn't sound nearly as bad compared to everyone else's, I had a terrible dentist that told me that I had a really bad cavity on one of my back teeth and that it would need to be drilled, filled, capped, crowned, whatever. She gave me like 2 or 3 shots of Novocaine or whatever it is and started drilling into this tooth, and the Novocaine wore off halfway through. So I was in immense pain, and it was obvious that the anesthesia had worn off, but she didn't care. She just kept saying, keep your mouth open now. Open, open, open. Guess what? The filling fell out like 6 months later, and I didn't do anything about it because I was too petrified to go back to the dentist for obvious reasons. And then like 2 years later, it ended up getting infected. So I went to go have it extracted, and lo and behold, the tooth that she was doing all that work on was a wisdom tooth. Comment below and let me know what your most painful experience was.